Good day, everyone. I'm John Mark S. Policarpio from MITB, and I'm taking the web services, and this is the week 2 activity. In this video, I'll be discussing how web services can be used to connect blockchain based systems with the web or a mobile applications. We'll explore how these two technologies interact, how data flows between them, and look at the real world example from supply chain, healthcare, and energy trading. By the end of this presentation, you'll understand why web services are the key to make blockchain usable and accessible to the everyday applications. So let's begin with the quick overview. First, we'll define what web services are and what blockchain is. Then, we'll talk about why it's important to integrate them. Finally, we'll explore the real world example from these industries that benefit from this connection. So, what are a web services? A web services act as a bridge between the two different software systems. They use the internet to allow the data to be shared between the applications, even if those applications were built on the different platforms or written in a different programming languages. For example, when you book a flight online, your app communicates with a multiple airlines database using the APIs. These APIs are a form of a web service that allow seamless data exchange. Now, blockchain is a decentralized digital ledger. Think of it as a record book that is duplicated across multiple computers in a network. Every transaction is a verified, timestamped, and permanently recorded, meaning no one can easily change or delete the data. This technology is used in the systems like a Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the Hyperledger. But beyond the cryptocurrency, blockchain is now being used in the logistics, healthcare, and even the government systems. Eh, Here's how web services and blockchain interact. A user sends a request using a web or a mobile app, maybe to a record, a transaction, or access some data. The web service receives the request and converts into a format that the blockchain understands. The web service then forwards it to the blockchain node. The blockchain validates the data, stores it securely, and returns a confirmation. Finally, the confirmation is sent back through the web service to the user's device. In short, the web service acts as a translator, turning regular web requests into a blockchain transaction. So let's visualize this process. The flow starts with the user who interacts through or web or a mobile applications. The request goes to a web service or an API gateway, and which processes the forwards into the blockchain network. Once the blockchain validates the transaction, the information travels back through the same route, the blockchain, web service, and the user. This structure makes it possible for ordinary apps to access a blockchain technology without needing direct blockchain code in the app itself. So let's give an example for the supply chain, the IBM Trade Lens. Our first real world example is the IBM Trade Lens, developed by the IBM and the Marks. Lens uses blockchain technology to track shipping data and documents across the international supply chain. Through the web service APIs, shipping companies, customs, and ports can be upload a view shipment details on a shared blockchain ledger. This reduces the paperwork, speed up customs clearance, and ensures that every stakeholder sees the same verified information. Web services make this possible by connecting the traditional logistics systems to the blockchain backend. Now, let's proceed with the second example. The second example is in the healthcare industry. Hospitals often struggle to share medical records safely between different systems. Blockchain can help with that. Platform like Medical Chain and Patientory use the blockchain to store and manage electronic health records. Here, web service can handle access permissions. For instance, when a patient gives a doctor access to their record and the web service sends the authorization request to the blockchain, which verifies and logs it securely. This ensures that the patients remain in control their personal medical data while maintaining trust between hospitals and clinics. The third example is something unique, energy trading. Through a blockchain project called Power Ledger in Australia, Power Ledger allows homeowners with the solar panels to sell their access or the excess electricity directly to their neighbors instead of selling it back to the grid. Here's where web services come in. Smart meters measure the amounts of generated and used energy, and web services send that data securely to the blockchain, and the blockchain records its transaction transparently using the smart contracts. Payments and confirmations are sent back to users through the same web service. This systems empowers the communities to trade clean energy efficiently while ensuring all data is transparent and tamper-proof. The benefits of using a web services with the blockchain. Combining web service and blockchain provides several benefits. First, it allows interoperability, connecting older centralized systems with the new decentralized one. Second, the web services help with the scalability using API gateways to handle thousands of requests at once. And finally, a smart contracts automates business logic and making operation faster and reducing human error. Of course, integration also comes with the challenges. Security is a big one. APIs must be protected from unauthorized access. Another challenge is the latency. But blockchain transactions can take longer than the traditional database. Lastly, organizations must navigate the data privacy regulations, especially when sensitive information is stored or processed on a blockchain. Many challenges added or any considerations between the blockchains can help us to use for our daily lives. As at the introduction say that the blockchain and the web application or the mobile application interacts, it makes all the applications or use from the daily lives that can we be partake on that. To summary, to Web Services Act as a gateways that make blockchain systems accessible to users through the familiar web and mobile interfaces. Blockchain, in return, ensures that data is secure, transparent, and immutable. When combined, these technologies drive innovation in many fields from supply chain management, healthcare systems, to a renewable energy trading. They make complex, decentralized technologies available for today's everyday use. For every day, we use the applications. We use a mobile applications. We use a mobile application that is downloaded from our mobile devices or simply on the portable computers or the laptops that we interacts every day. We always think as a person to feel secure in our daily lives. So, thank you so much for watching this presentation on connecting blockchain systems with the web services. So, on the title that I presented with the title Connecting Blockchain Systems with the Web Services, which has a um, subtopic, which is exploring how web services link web or mobile apps to blockchain systems with the real world examples from supply chain and healthcare and even in the renewable uh, energy. To summarize, to end of this, I'm John Mark as Policarpio from MITB, and I hope the discussion helped you and see how web services play a vital role in bridging blockchain technology and our real world applications. Have a great day.